government of Greenland says it is planning to build 2 new incinerators to cope with the country's waste after an investigation by this programme. It seems the pristine Arctic shores have not escaped the damage caused by our modern throwaway culture, as we discovered in the last of our special reports. A pollution problem which Denmark says is not its responsibility, but one which lies with the authorities in Greenland themselves. Our chief correspondent, Alex Thompson, travelled to Western Greenland, to the remote settlements of Qaanaaq and Siirapaluk, and sent us this exclusive report.
Western Greenland, hundreds of miles north of the Arctic Circle, one of the last vast unspoiled landscapes on Earth. Except it isn't. Siirapaluk, a tiny settlement of 60 people, it's the most northerly village in Greenland, likely in the entire world. A once nomadic community surviving on hunting, but now everyone here lives the modern throwaway lifestyle.
An apparently endless wilderness and seemingly untouched by humankind. You'd expect the only debris you'd find on the shoreline here would be natural. Discarded antlers of a dead caribou, perhaps. How wrong can you be? This is the beach at Siirapaluk, and have a look. You don't need any words from me. A recent analysis by an environmental group in the south of Greenland found that almost all of the rubbish and plastic discarded on the coastline here had come from the immediate area, and all that in a vast landscape where there are fewer than 60,000 people. So whilst it's true, of course, that global plastic is an issue around the world for our oceans, it is also the case in Greenland that people are, frankly, soiling their own backyard.
Greenland is an overseas territory of Denmark, a leading country on eco-policies. It was the first in the world to pass environmental laws. Yet here, in one of the most fragile environments on the planet, rubbish is simply swept into the sea.
All human waste bagged up in thick black plastic, dumped on the beach as the tides come in to shore. This and all other waste washes into the sea. The problem isn't just tiny villages, it's all over Greenland. Further down the coast, the larger community of Qaanaaq, around 650 people. And here, the tractors just collected all the human waste from around the town. It dumps it into pits on the beach, dead dogs and all. The plastic sewage bags leak into a river of black sludge, snaking its way down to the ocean.
This is the dump site at the most northern city here in Greenland. And what you see here is household waste just placed beside this pristine waters of Qaanaaq.
I mean, this is incredible. Why are we doing this in the 21st century?
We have very big problems with household waste here in Greenland. And there used to be an incinerator here. It doesn't work. So now all the household waste is just put here next to the sea. And every time it blows, all the plastics, everything here just blows into the sea. It's terrible.
Words can't convey the stench that hangs in the air here. This is the pristine world of the Arctic, and in the 21st century, this place is an environmental crime and an obscenity. And the responsibility for that, of course, lies not with the local people, with the Inuit, the Greenlanders who live here, but fairly and squarely with the government of Greenland and with the government of Denmark.
Anybody doing this in Denmark or anywhere in Europe would immediately face prosecution. The bags filled solely with human excrement, and Greenland's Minister of Finance admits it is a problem.
There's a great need for waste management in general, not only in Qaanaaq, but everywhere in Greenland. We have passed a waste management plan on how to dispose the waste and to mitigate pollution.
But that plan is simply incineration, to burn everything that can't be disposed of responsibly. And as we see, nothing, not even human excrement, is thrown away properly. Burning rubbish, hardly a solution, emitting toxic gases into the air.
We don't have the necessary facilities to dispose hazardous materials like chemicals, etc. So we need to have agreement with other nations for disposing those materials.
First among those other countries, Denmark, given her historic responsibilities for Greenland. And rubbish isn't the only pollution issue here. Copenhagen is set to become the world's first carbon-neutral city, but this part of Greenland is entirely run by fossil fuels.
This town exists only because Denmark forcibly moved the Inuit people here from their ancestral homeland to make way for an American military base. The village of Qaanaaq, bathed in 24-hour sun during the summer months, but not a solar panel in sight or turbines to capture the Arctic winds. Unbelievably, it is a diesel-powered ice melting machine which provides the village with some of its fresh water. The hope for change lies with people like Carl Sandgreen, a tour operator who started a 30-kilometre beach litter pick.
The harbour, you will see it, it's very mess. It's a big mess. It's amazing. If you have a plastic bag, you throw it away. If you have a cigarette, you just throw it away. Every individual has to take a responsibility. Just not wait for the authorities.
Though here, as everywhere, not everyone's getting the message.
But Carl can't do it all on his own. Greenland needs help in stepping up to its responsibilities and cleaning up this most vulnerable of environments.
Alex Thompson, Channel 4 News, Western Greenland.
Well, joining me now via the internet from South Jutland in Denmark is John Bergvold, who's climate advisor to one of the Danish political parties, the Red Green Alliance. Thanks very much for joining us today. Human waste in plastic bin bags, dumped by the edge of the sea, washed into the water, an absolutely beautiful part of the world with no capacity to safely dispose of its waste. How has this happened?
There's many reasons why it happened, but one of them is, of course, that the infrastructure of Greenland, being a country the size of Western Europe, is extremely difficult to handle. And a lot of these cities, maybe 200-300 people live in them, so you can't have waste facility plants at every one of them.